In 1901, sponge divers off a tiny Greek island hauled up the wreck of an ancient ship. Among the marble statues and treasure was a corroded lump of bronze, easy to overlook. It sat in a museum drawer while everyone admired the statues. But that lump turned out to be the most astonishing object from the entire ancient world, because hidden inside it were gears, and it was roughly 2,000 years ahead of its time. This is the Antikythera mechanism. It was about the size of a shoebox, housed in a wooden case. It's the oldest known analog computer, a hand-powered machine for predicting the sky. Turn a crank on the side, and its gears spring to life. On the front, pointers show the position of the sun and the moon against the zodiac. A little rotating ball even displayed the phase of the moon. On the back, spiraling dials tracked entire calendars. It predicted eclipses years in advance, and even tracked the 4-year cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. All of it powered by nothing but a hand crank and a box of bronze gears. No electricity, no batteries, pure mechanical calculation. Here's why that's almost impossible. It was built more than 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece. And nothing else this mechanically complex shows up anywhere for the next 1,400 years. Gearing this precise and miniaturized doesn't reappear until the great astronomical clocks of medieval Europe. It's as if someone found a laptop in a medieval castle. By every expectation, it simply shouldn't exist. So how does a box of bronze predict the heavens? Inside are dozens of interlocking gears with tiny, hand-cut triangular teeth. Turning the crank advances time, and the gear ratios translate that into the motion of the sun, moon, and sky. Want the sky on a certain date? Crank to that date and read the dials. The cleverest part models something genuinely hard. The moon doesn't move at a steady speed. It sometimes races, sometimes drags, as it orbits the Earth. The Greeks captured that with a brilliant trick, a pin on one gear riding in the slot of another. As the gears turn slightly off-center, the pin speeds up and slows down, mimicking the real moon. It's sophisticated mathematical astronomy, captured entirely in metal. That's mechanical genius we never credited the ancient world with. For most of the last century, the mechanism was an unreadable puzzle. It survived as 82 corroded fragments, fused and broken. You couldn't just pry it open. The gears were locked inside, solid, mineralized bronze. The breakthrough came from modern imaging. In the 2000s, researchers used high-resolution X-ray CT scans to see straight through the bronze. Suddenly, the hidden gears and their exact tooth counts became readable. Even more astonishing, the surfaces were covered in tiny Greek text. Thousands of characters, effectively a built-in instruction manual. Reading it let researchers reconstruct what every dial was for. Decades of painstaking work by many researchers slowly brought it back to life. And in 2021, a team proposed a full model of its front display, including the planets. So who built it? Honestly, we don't know. The likeliest clues point to the Greek scientific tradition, perhaps the school of the astronomer Hipparchus on Rhodes. Ancient writers even describe Archimedes building star-predicting devices. But no maker's name survives. The genius is anonymous. Whoever they were centuries ahead of everyone around them. And that raises the real mystery. A device this advanced wasn't a first try. You don't invent this from nothing. It implies a whole tradition of skilled Greek engineering behind it. Workshops, teachers, earlier machines, an entire body of knowledge. And almost none of it survived. The Antikythera mechanism is the only one we've ever found. One survivor, by pure chance, from a sunken ship. If those divers had missed that wreck, we might never have known the ancients could do this at all. It makes you wonder what else is still missing. And that flips the question this whole series keeps asking. With concrete steel and Greek fire, we knew the thing existed and lost how to make it. The Antikythera mechanism is the opposite. We didn't lose it. We found it, and it proved how badly we'd underestimated the people who came before us. It's a reminder that knowledge isn't guaranteed to survive. Brilliant things can be built, used, and then erased so completely that their reappearance looks impossible. 2,000 years ago, someone sat down and built a computer out of bronze. We only know because one of them ended up at the bottom of the sea. The Antikythera mechanism isn't a thing we forgot how to make. It's proof of how much we've forgotten was ever made. Next time, a different kind of impossible object, a 1,500-year-old iron pillar standing in the open air that has barely rusted, when it should have crumbled to flakes long ago. Subscribe, and we'll keep digging up the things we forgot.